Can they see this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they can see to like right here, this pocket, your leg, this.
Okay.
They can see back to your shoulder. I mean, yeah. This is in the shot, so that's crazy.
You ready?
Yeah.
Started?
Yeah.
Roll them. Okay.
Roll them.
Hey, listen, I'm here to talk about Van Gogh today because a lot of people read about him, and a lot of the things that I've read about him, I've known about him since I was 12 years old. I did a copy of one of his paintings. And I'm not going to talk about Vincent right away, but I'm going to say, why am I qualified out of all the billions of people in this world to talk about Van Gogh? Oh, you're wondering, okay? Well, we're going to start off with Frans Hals. Can you see this? Everybody got it? This is from the Frans Hals Museum in Haarlem in the Netherlands. And I've been there twice, and I'm going to do a little drawing for you and just kind of sketch this out just very quickly. And this is a huge, probably 15-foot painting. And across here, it comes on down, sketches over here. Looks just like the Frans Hals, doesn't it? And what this is called gesture drawing. Okay, and one of the things about Vincent and Frans Hals were they're incredible at getting movement, okay? So why am I talking about Frans Hals first? And I'll share this with you, okay? That's why you're watching. So basically there's his dark hat, okay? There's his hand coming down into here. There's his cloak right here, or his shirt comes over. And then, if you can see this, I'm going to do one thing here. And let me show you this. Let me find a beautiful orange. Because the color of this, if you can see in the back, the banner is orange. Okay? And so, Charles Edelman, why are you talking about this? And I'll tell you right now. I was at his museum, the Hals Museum, and when you look at his paintings, they're almost like ghosts. They're apparitions that come off the canvas, especially the one of the governesses of the home where he was at. And what happens with him is he was so subtle with his grace. And there's a bench that's about 20 feet away from this painting. And I sat on this bench for about 2 hours looking at this painting. And all of a sudden I was attracted to this one figure. And the reason for that was the harmonies and the subtleties that are involved with the grays and the golds and the richness of this fella's clothes were spectacular. And then what Hals does is he puts it against this orange. So it's a whole symphony of these related colors. And then he comes back and he shocks you with that gorgeous reddish orange. Okay? And I just sat there. Can you imagine looking at a section of a painting for about an hour? Well, I can because I did it. And so one of the things that really overwhelmed me about this was how loosely, but also how exact he was. And who's an artist that's like that? Is Van Gogh. And it didn't happen right away, okay? Sometimes they repainted, they had to correct things. But I had a book when I got back to the United States on Frans Hals, beautiful book, and this painting was in there. And so when I started reading about this painting again, it said that this was around 1887 maybe when Van Gogh saw this painting. He loved this exact same figure. And this figure blew him away. And then I'm reading that and it's like, dang, the same, can't curse here, but the same thing just blew me away, how brilliant it was. So I think that that sort of qualifies me to be able to speak about Vincent, okay? And if you ever get a chance, go to Holland and go to the museum in Haarlem. And I see that I'm on camera here, but I want to show you something else that ties in. When we talk about contrast, we talk about harmonies. This is a great painting that's in the United States, one of his last paintings. And what's the key color in here? For Vincent, what does he do? And this is just like Frans Hals painting that orange. He needs to have this red. What's the complement of red? green, you knew that. Then he gives you this beautiful movement of the stairway, and then he gives you the circular composition, but he thrusts you into the space. And why does he paint so thickly? He's almost like a sculptor. Very, very sure of himself. And you know what? He wasn't like that when he was in school with Toulouse-Lautrec. He was, he would work on his drawing so much that his hands would start bleeding. And he'd erase the paper so much. And if you go to the museum, Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, you'll see somewhere they're actually, the paintings are ripped. And so I have a friend of mine who was filming this for me, and I wanted to find a portrait in here that has what I'm talking about. Yeah, here we go. If we look at a painting like this, once again, he's still thinking in complementary colors. So we're going back to grade school. A gorgeous blue against that deep orange. This is the orange that Frans Hals had. And in the Frans Hals, it's gray. Van Gogh, he loved the color. And Hals loved the color, but he wouldn't paint like this because it was 200 years later. And then what he does here with the confidence of these brush strokes, it's unbelievable. And I've seen so many, I don't know, I saw a bunch of shows in New York, 10 times of Van Gogh's work, 2 different shows. And if you look at how confident he is, I think that had Hals lived in 1875, he would have been painting like this. Because I was talking to my friend Cameron, these artists are all influenced by each other. And basically, I want to know, do you want to stop it right now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that would be the first one.